Hi, welcome back, you beautiful souls, to the next installment of What If Izuku Midoriya had gained a Klyntar. So, in our last part, we had the heroes versus villain thing happen. Katsuki, little pissed at Izuku, but he respects it. He and they had the invasion of like UA by the press. So Izuku, he's feeling off like this whole time. Things are getting they get the press off and everything. All the students are requited, like they're calmed down. Everything's taken care of as far as that goes. So they get to they get to class, and Aizawa says that they'll be doing a training camp in well, going off campus for their hero training course for this afternoon. So all that's prepped in. They get on the bus, just like in canon. Ida makes them follow us in line, and then is completely defeated, seeing that it's an open bus. It's open seating. Like the seats are around like the walls of the bus. Sorry. So Izuku, he is for some reason he's feeling off this entire bus ride, and Uraka notices a puzzling the look on his face. It's not his normal chipper smiling face, and she kind of nudges him a little bit, and she's like, Izuku, what's up? And Izuku's like, I don't know, I feel off. So they are going about who has the strongest quirk in class, and they say, well, it's obviously Midoriya. He has two quirks. And Izuku, he hears that, and he's like, I'm not really that strong. Matter of fact, if Yajirozu and Yajirozu, one moment. Okay, for some reason, I just couldn't say the name and I had to read it. So Izuku, he says, my quirk's actually not that strong. If Yajirozu and Jiro, if they work together, they could definitely bring me down fairly easily. And everyone's just shocked at this, and they're like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, if they use their quirks in combination, say Yajirozu created some kind of speakerphone for Jiro, and then she was able to use harmonics, she could disrupt my equilibrium, which would completely I wouldn't be able to move properly. And anyone's like, whoa, that's actually really smart. How did you think of that? It's like, well, I've been studying up on things trying to test out my quirk and what I'm strong against and what I'm weak against. And well, I came across a study that said that certain harmonics can really affect your equilibrium, and also mess up your field of vision. So if Jiro used her quirk properly, or if Yajirozu created a device, they could, but either one of them could really screw someone up if they focused on a harmonic blast to their skull or their body. And this gets Jiro and even Yajirozu's impressed by this. She's like, wow, I never thought about that. And then he says, yeah, it's just just having to play catch up. I studied a lot and I worked out a lot on my quirks, so and I even thought about ways to like bring down some of like the top heroes, though I'm not sure how well they would work, but that's for a different time. If you don't mind, I kind of want to sit and think about a few things, and if you don't mind. And they're like, oh, yeah, for sure, Midoriya. Sorry for, like, disturbing you. And so he's sitting there, and, like, when they get there to the USJ, they're sitting, they pile up, and when they get in, like, the whole spiel about, like, quirks and also, she, God, it's not midnight. Gosh, dang it, I forgot this hero's name and I didn't write it down. I don't know why I always forget this hero's name. 13. She basically holds up 3 fingers to Aizawa, and obviously someone asks, like, I thought, like, All Might was supposed to be here, and she basically says he is a little disposed right now, and she holds up 3 fingers symbolizing to Aizawa, and also Izuku knows what that means. He's like, dang, he went over it. Like, him and Toxa are, like, discussing with each other. It's like, Full went over its timeline again. Oh, wow. That Toshi, he's always been one to always jump into danger. Kind of like you, Izuku. Izuku, you sense it too, right? And right when Toxin tells Izuku that, portals begin to open up all over the USJ, and the students like, since, it was Kaminari, I think, that actually said it. Sensei, I thought this was supposed to be a rescue trip. And I was like, it is. Those are real villains. 13, protect the kids. And they protest, like, you can't take all those guys on by yourself. Something you've got to learn about being a pro. You can't just be a one-trick pony. And Aizawa gets down there into the thick, is taking out things with the portal guy. He doesn't really play that big of a part in, like, my what if, so I didn't care to, like, actually learn the name properly. But he does this whole thing. Red Riot and Bakugo also do the thing in canon where they interfere with 13's quirk. And all the students get teleported off. Izuku gets transported to the same area. He gets his way up onto the boat and... Sorry. He gets up on the boat, and Tsuyu and Mineta are there, and they're like... Mineta's freaking out. Izuku just walks over to him and kind of just slaps him. He's like, get into it, Mineta. You've been trading hard. We can do this. Our first goal should be getting off this boat. So he's like, why aren't they attacking? Well, my guess is they don't know they're here for here for something else besides us. Like Tsuyu, they obviously don't know our quirks, because if they knew our quirks, they would send you to, like, the fire zone. And they would have put me there too. And they're like, what do you mean, Midoriya? Says Mineta. It's like, well, one of the weaknesses of my quirks is flames. It doesn't really agree with me that well. They're like, really? And Izuku's like, yeah, something about, like, I do have some heat resistance, but I can get burned fairly easily, like once those defenses go down. I'm not fire immune, but he can prevent my quirk from like operating properly. And so they come up with the same plan. And they're talking, and they do it. They get to the mainland. Izuku, he sees Aizawa like about to like get his head bashed in by the Nomu, but he just feels off. It feels weird. Like something just feels off, and neither him or Toxin can really know what this. It just feels off, like something's not right. So Izuku, he comes in and blocks a punch. He's like this. And Ida did like get out just like in Canada, and he's on his way to UA. So Izuku, he goes and he punches this Nomu, and it does nothing. And then like he begins to transform, and he goes into like his hero mode. And he hits the thing again. It does nothing. And he's like, so, I guess I have to go all out against you. So, get Aizawa out of here. Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen, little heroes. Shigaraki goes to, like, touch Sue, but before he can, Izuku comes in to, like, punch him, and then Nomu steps in front. And a black liquid begins to form around it, and Toxin's like, no, it died. This shouldn't be happening. Izuku, be careful. It has one of us. And before Izuku's like can realize, this familiar silhouette wraps around the Nomu, and this white eyes begin to form around it as this black liquid completely envelops the Nomu. And Toxin's like, you bastard, you're supposed to be dead. Well, if it isn't little Toxin. And it seems you found the host. Well, I formed a partnership with. And it seems that. And so now we're going to cut to when Ida breaks into the office. Ida, like, initially, he goes through and he's like, villains! They're attacking USJ, and then he sees it. He's like, what the hell is that? And the inmate's like, calm down, young Ida. Wait, what? Villains are attacking the USJ? Yes. And then Ida hears it. We need to go. The bastard's here. And I can smell him. We need to go now. Grab the blonde-headed fool and jump now. As this white figure, like, basically grabs All Might and jumps out the window. And All Might's like, White Knight, what the hell? Target I've been after. He's here. He's close. And he's near our sun. What? Toshinori, there's a lot to discuss, but we need to get there now. Power up, and let's go.
Didn't have time to let you sit there and wait. We needed to get there now. He's gotten stronger. And if my reports and if my knowledge about the situation is correct, he's teamed up with your nemesis. Shit.
So All Might, he buffs up and begins to run. They get there. And right as All Might and the students freak out as like this white figure, they're like, wait, that looks like them. They were freaking out because the Nomu just morphed into this giant thing, and like Izuku, like they actually see this thing holding Izuku by his head, and all the students are in horror because this thing has Izuku by the head, and Izuku, he seems lifeless. And then you just hear,
Get away from him now.
and everyone just sees the white figure just run. And they hear it say,
All Might, get the kids out of here. This is my fight now. No. Well, regeneration. Let's see if it can counteract that damn thing now. Wait. Izuku. Help. Here. Figures. If he's alive, then the other one is alive too. Izuku, are you there? Yes. Just barely. No. Izuku.
as everyone just sees Izuku's arm morph into a blade, comes up, slices the Nomu's arm off, but then, like, right before it comes down to, like, hit Izuku, they just see the white figure jump in and grab this thing's fist. And you just hear it say,
Toxin, get him out of here now. I'll end this, and we'll talk later. It's good to see that you're alive. I feared I'd have to kill you too. Just get the boy out of here. Can't take him on his own.
and then Toxin sees it. He sees flames coming out of its mouth.
He's not the only one with new tricks up his sleeve. Now get him out of here with the other kids.
As they get out of there, All Might lands next to, like, Izuku, like, grabbing him, and he's like,
Toxin, what the hell is that? My dick of a grandparent, what you would call it. And that thing is here too. Who the hell is that?
And they just see, like, this thing ripping the Nomu apart. And then, like, students come in, All Might grabs him and tells him, get out of here. It's very dangerous. You guys need to get out of here now. Help those that are hurt. But evacuate the area. Me and the guy over there will handle things here. I can't protect you students and deal with the other villains at the same time. Now get out of here. Young Midoriya, he's hurt. Help him. So they get up to, like, the top of the stairs, and they just see All Might and this white figure that looks like the Nomu now, but different. Like, its colors are inversed. And Izuku, he finally comes to, and he's like, Toxin, what the hell are those things?
Talk about it later. For now, just watch. That thing. It's the only other thing that can actually take us on. That means the side project I've been working on is no longer needed.
All Might comes in with a punch as they just see the white figure that looks kind of like the Nomu stab it with a spike. To hear the Nomu scream out in pain, All Might punches its head, just knocking it back and forth. The Shigaraki and his ride get GTFO out of there because they know what the hell is like. All Might's there, and not to mention it's here. So they know they stand no chance. So All Might and this new hero or whatever, they just see like it take a spot, like take one of its claws and just grab its head and just crush it. Nomu drops there like lifeless, and then a black liquid begins to leave from it, and you just hear the white figure.
Oh, no, no, no. Not this time.
As they just see this thing breathe fire, and then all of a sudden they just see this white liquid surround the black sludge, and they just hear like the guttural dies of something dying, and then they see the figure turn around.
Toshin, All Might, you're almost at your limit. You're hurt? What? I thought. Makes sense.
And they just see this bubble, like this shield form around, and the figure jumps up and talks, and they just see it like Izuku immediately transform into like his full Klyntar mode.
If you're here to kill me, don't hurt my host. I'm not here to kill you, Toxin. From what I've gathered from him, you've been doing well. Keep it up and you won't face me. In any case, you two should really read that letter. You would have known what was going on. See you later, Izuku Midoriya.
As the figure jumps out, everyone is just like, what the hell? And then the toxin recedes, and they just see Izuku. He's holding his arm. He has like blood like on his face, and like he has like a gash over his left eye. His right arm's twisted different. So sorry about the interruption, but someone called and I didn't want their number being posted all over the internet. So yeah, so I believe we're going to be cutting this off. Sorry if a little bit of the information is redone, but so Toxin, he proceeds, and everyone can just see like a gash over Izuku's like eye, and like he has blood coming down. And Izuku, they see him holding like his arm, and it's twisted differently. A few of the other students just like turn around and like barf because they're like because yeah, few of the students that have weak stomachs, and like Ochako comes running up to Izuku, and it's like, Izuku, let's get you to the ambulance real quick. And Izuku's like,
I'll be okay.
Just, ow. Yeah, definitely. That's going to take a while to heal. The eye thing, it's not that bad. I have my eye closed just to keep it from blood getting into my eye. With help from Recovery Girl, I should be fine by tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with the class for a while. At least for a week, while my arm is healing.
Kirishima is just like, damn. Everyone is like shocked by what Izuku said. Meanwhile, internal monologue, he's talking to Toxin. He's like, what the hell could have been in that letter was so important? Toxin, who the hell was that?
Well, in the past he was called Anti-Venom. Something developed by your kind to kill us. It seems it's gained a new host and it survived. But, from what I can tell, that bastard's dead. But, my psychopathic parent is probably still out there. But wait, how could it bond with an No, don't tell me.
What is it, Toxin?
Talk about it later. First, let's find Recovery Girl. Your arm, it's pretty, let's just say, fucked up.
Yeah, ow, it hurts to laugh.
So, like, Recovery comes over to, like, the ambulance where Izuku's at. She does her healing. And, like, his arm goes back into place. And then she says, she smacks him across the head. If that wasn't for me, you would have lost your arm completely. And then Izuku's like, yeah, sorry. I don't know. I had to act. Just like you, just like that that blonde-haired buffoon, always acting without thinking. Just think. Yeah, I know, Recovery Girl. I'm sorry. And thanks for the head start. It would have took me 2 months to heal from that. I would have had to, like, completely shatter my arm.
Well, you could have just cut it off. It would have been faster to regrow the arm completely.
Toxin, talked about this.
I know. But still, Mother's gonna kill us.
Oh, crap. So Izuku, he gets home. Inko's like crying. She's like, I thought I told you to keep him safe.
Sorry, Mother, but past coming to bite me in the ass, I guess. Bad luck, probably from all the misdeeds I did in the past. Sorry, but I was about to run before it showed up. Izuku, the letter, what's in it?
Inko gulps. So we're actually going to cut to a a week or so, to several days prior to this. Izuku and Toxin, they wake up, and when they come downstairs, they see Inko sitting at the table. She's fiddling with an envelope, and they ask, Mom, like Izuku asks, Mom, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, nothing, sweetie, it's just this letter. Your father handed it to me, and he said it's for your eyes only. If you open this, it will change everything. So, unless you're ready, don't read it. But if you feel like you're ready to
learn more about why in your father's past. Open it.
Izuku, he spends days like looking through it. He spends days just looking at the envelope. He's trying to think, should I open it? And he just puts it in like his drawer. And he actually forgets about it. Like, really, because of the whole first day of UA and everything, the acceptance letter coming in, heroes versus villains, and then like conversations that he had with All Might and everything. He just literally forgot that he had a letter. So he goes home and he so we cut back to like the present. He runs up to his room and he opens the drawer and he grabs the letter. And he opens the letter, a little disc like falls out of it, and the letter reads, Izuku, my son. Or I should say my sons now. In this hologram, they will explain everything. But Izuku, Toxin, don't open it if you don't want to know the truth. So they open it, and then they just see the figure that they just had. And then it de-transforms. And there, in front of them, is Hasashi Midoriya. And a white head pops up off of him. My son, it seems like you have one of these with you now, too. Something about our family makes us perfect host. In the past, we've had these bonded with us before, though this one in particular has anti-venom speaks. Toxin, you're probably surprised. I know your kind can't sense my presence, but did it ever think to occur to you why you were able to bond with the young boy so perfectly? Toxin then thinks. That's it. That's why. That's why I haven't been feeling the urge to consume as much as I have lately. And Asashi goes in to explain that many years ago, his family was one of his ancestors was a part of a government experiment. And unfortunately, the experiment got out of hand, and one of the hosts of this new line went a little crazy, and they had to put them down. But something peculiar, when Hasashi's ancestor was in the cleanup, a little bit got on him. And it later evolved and turned into what is now present of this thing. And then Anti-Venom says, yes, exactly, Hisashi. I was supposed to eventually, since the young boy was quirkless. I was going to become his partner. But then we found out that you bonded with the boy. Toxin. So, we decided to wait and see what your appearance, what would happen. And if it came down to our son being consumed by you, we would have killed you. Now, partner. Don't scare them. Just let me finish up. Izuku, I'm sorry I hid this from you from your whole childhood. But, as you know now, their kind
was a secret. Their kind was forgotten as soon as Quirk started to come about. And our family just got stronger and stronger, became better and better hosts, to a point where even when perfect symbiosis happens, we can separate our personalities, even though that we are one. In any case, if you're reading this, if you're viewing this, that means some things possibly happened. Or you decided to watch it before that. So then Izuku hears Mike talks and Izuku hear Inko. Baby, sweetie, someone's here to see you. Izuku comes running down and they see Hasashi. Izuku immediately jumps and punches Hasashi in the face. And at that, you beautiful souls, this is where I'm going to end this part. Sorry about the rehash of the information, but I didn't want my friend's number all over the internet, so sorry if there's a little bit of a repeat in information. That being said, comment down below what you think of this part and like the video because it helps with the algorithm for the channel to get my videos out there. And I am shooting for 10K. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will see you beautiful souls in the next video.